Emerald Coast short-term rental owners, this one's for you. Do you own your short-term rental from outside of Florida? If you own your short-term rental from out of state, here is what I want you to think about before selling. Selling involves more than me simply putting the property on the market. Before I advise a seller, I want to understand more than price. A short-term rental property can look ready to list until association rules, rental bookings, and tax decisions start shaping what you can sell, when you can close, and what you keep. If you wait without checking the HOA picture, current HOA financials, any pending special assessments, rental and leasing rules, or a pending decision can surprise you just as a buyer is ready to move forward. And the details outside the association matter too. Management contracts, furnishings, inclusions and exclusions, and tax treatment of proceeds can either protect your proceeds or create avoidable friction later. Start with if there are any current or pending HOA assessments and any recent updates. A buyer will price those costs and changes into the deal, so they need to be part of how you position the property from day one. Then get the rental story straight and clear. The management agreement, active rental arrangement, and exactly which furnishings or inventory convey can make the property feel turnkey, or leave a buyer wondering what they are actually getting. Rental policies can shape the buyer's day-to-day math. They cover when payment is due up front, age and occupancy limits, and cancellation structure. Those terms need to be clear before either side treats the rental income as predictable. A buyer needs to understand the operating model before deciding how the property fits their plans. When you live outside of Florida, every signature, question, and document request has to travel remotely. Clear communication and timely paperwork keep a small delay from turning into a closing issue. That coordination matters even more when the management company, HOA, buyer and buyer's agent, and closing team all need answers from one another. As your realtor and listing specialist, I keep the sale moving cleanly from listing to closing. Within your community, vehicle passes, wristbands, and rules may be part of the ownership experience. Missing or incorrect passes can trigger fines, and lost wristbands carry replacement fees. A short-term rental buyer will want registration, required postings, parking, occupancy limits, and tax responsibilities handled correctly before they take ownership. And if you plan to reinvest, start mapping out a 1031 exchange before the property goes on the market. Once a sale is underway, the timeline and how funds are handled become much harder to change. Your replacement property strategy can shape the closing date, the transaction structure, and what you can realistically do with the proceeds after the sale. The strongest listings start with the full picture: HOA status, rental history, management details, furnishings included, and what you plan to do next with the proceeds. For an absentee owner, that preparation turns a remote sale into a clean, informed handoff with fewer surprises when the buyer and closing team need answers. My goal is to help owners understand their options and make informed decisions, especially when there are several moving pieces involved. If you own here on the beautiful Emerald Coast and are wondering what selling might look like, reach out to me and let's start discussing your goals and next steps. I am Kim Guy, here for you and always happy to be your local resource.